One thing I never understood, I'm not saying evolution isn't true, but one thing that I've never heard accounted for on the theory of evolution is, like they said, we started off as like asexual organisms, right? We're like self-reproducing, but then from there we split off into male and female, but yet evolution is like mutation through natural selection, like tiny, tiny changes over vast amounts of time. So how could there all of a sudden be sperm and an egg that produce, like, how could you all of a sudden evolve that? Like, talk about irreducible complexity. The penis.
That's an excellent question. How did the evolution of sperm cells and egg cells happen in such a way that they became morphologically dependent on each other
And
during
those mutations
for,
would have had to occur in the different organisms at the exact same time in the exact same generation. What the fuck?
I mean, it goes way beyond that. At the point where the male sperm cell approaches the egg cell and they touch, the female egg cell, scientists don't still fully understand this, the egg cell has a way of detecting the goodness or rightness of that sperm, even on its insides, by just touching it. And if it's not exactly right, the egg rejects it. It waits for a guy that's really fit and in great shape, and it lets him in and rejects the others. And this is an amazing thing. How would that evolve? A system that is so unfathomably complex that the touching of the cell membranes by one cell and another is able to convey the information about fitness from one cell to another in seconds. I mean, everything about life, down to the molecular level, is so unfathomably genius. It just shocks, it makes evolution look stupid. People don't believe evolution. There's two reasons people believe evolution. One of them is they've been beguiled by the secular camp and the brainwashing that's on television, and that was me. I believed it too. I became depressed when I found out creation was true, because I just, it's like somebody reached into my mind and whipped out a bunch of it and said, and looked at it in their hand bleeding and said, "You damn fool," and threw it on the ground and stepped on it as they walked away. And I felt like a damn fool for believing in evolution. I felt like a part of my life had been ripped out of me. And all those fun times that I had watching TV shows about dinosaurs living 65 million years ago, and and then this happened and that. It was fascinating. I thought, wow, that's incredible what scientists can discover about studying stuff. And I believed it. And when I had that taken away from me, I was depressed as hell. And 2 weeks went by and I started getting mad. And then I got mad. The depression turned into anger, and I became angry that these people were pulling the wool over the world's eyes with this bull crap. That fishopods and crap. That cells evolve, and the DNA and the incredible machinery of the cell at the molecular level, which operates algorithmically, like the ribosome, operates algorithmically with choice-making decisions, operating prescriptive information, and operating algorithmically, is able to make choices depending on the information coming into it. I mean, and I have thought to myself, this is nonsense. Evolution is it's a BS storyline from people who refuse to believe that God created everything. So people believe in evolution for two reasons. One, they've been beguiled to believe it. They've swallowed the blue pill, and that's partly due to the fact that the evolutionists are experts in telling a story and using millions of dollars in the media to make you believe it, and then they force you to read it and believe it in school like it's scientifically
Neff, what do you
fact.
think their motive
And the
is?
second
What is their
reason,
motive? Why do they do that?
and the second reason people believe evolution is because they desperately need to, for one reason or another. And despite the evidence they're provided against it, they go on believing because they need it, or something about their mind or their heart crumbles if it's not true.
I got a question for you, just to clarify. Are you denying that things such as proteins, for instance, can be programmed in an algorithmic way? Are you denying?
Why would I deny that?
Wait. Proteins being just programmed in an algorithmic way sounds like intelligent design to me. Like, are you talking about design doing it?
No.
Proteins are a product of algorithms.
I'm talking about CRISPR. Are you aware of what CRISPR does?
I mean, what man can do in a laboratory is evidence of intelligent design.
That would not be intelligent design, but let me explain to you what CRISPR does. So CRISPR allows anybody with a lab, and it's extremely cheap to do, to program a protein to go down the DNA chain and to match it with a blueprint, and anything that doesn't match that blueprint, it will correct for it. And we can program it to do anything. We can change eye color, we can get rid of cancers.
That's intelligent design.
No,
How would that be intelligent design?
We can't quite go
because
there.
It's designing something with a purpose, with intention and purpose, with an intelligent mind behind it.
That's right. She's exactly right. You're pointing to
that's not God. That's not God doing it.
Evolutionists make this mistake all the time. They point to things that scientists can do with intelligent agency in a laboratory,
they do that with the Yuri Miller
and then claim that that's evidence of evolution.
It doesn't have that's false.
You know those Yuri Miller experiments with abiogenesis? That's not evidence of evolution. That's evidence of intelligent design.
I'm not talking about.
That's a fallacy.
But I'm not talking about evolution. I was asking if he was denying that things work in an algorithmic fashion, because they clearly do, because there's this protein that we can program to do whatever we want to do. And if you want to call that intelligent design, fine. That's not evidence that God programmed that in to that particular protein when he designed everything.
Well, there is evidence that God did that. What you are pointing to is evidence of intelligent design, and it's a mistake. You shouldn't make that argument. That's a failure mistake for evolutionists to point what man can do and man can do in a lab, especially when relating to algorithms, and then say this is evidence for evolution.
That's fallacious. That's fallacious.
So the DNA operates algorithmically, and algorithms require choice making and forward thinking. An algorithm is a procedure to accomplish a goal. The goal has to be set first. So all algorithms are products of mind. Intelligence is involved whenever there's an algorithm. Algorithms are created only from mind. Undirected chemical interactions cannot make an algorithm because they don't have mental properties. Okay?
They actually can.
So DNA operates algorithmically, and because of this is one of the killers of evolution. We know that life was designed because it operates algorithmically.
So your first thing is false because that's a genetic fallacy, and the second one is false because you're begging the question.
No, you haven't explained why it's wrong. Algorithms are products of intelligence.
That's not true. It's a genetic fallacy.
It's not true.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So when you say that. Yeah, when you say that it's evolution can't be true because the Yuri Miller was done in a laboratory. That's a genetic. That's a genetic fallacy. You said it was not true because a scientist conducts these.
I didn't say that.
Things. Yes, you did. Yes,
you did say that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I said.
You did. Yes, you did.
No, because here's your problem. What Miller Yuri did.
You said that. You said that because
you're an idiot.
You said that because scientists did this,
said.
Therefore, it requires intelligence to create, and that's a genetic fallacy.
Brenda. Sorry.
No, the Miller Yuri thing the Yuri Miller thing is different. It produced a race mixture of amino acids. It doesn't support evolution. It just shows that amino acids, which are simple biological compounds, can form. That doesn't provide an argument that the complex compounds necessary for life can form naturally.
Yeah, but further experiments do.
So secondly, it's not a genetic fallacy because it is true when evolutionists point to things that men do in the laboratory and then argue it's an evidence of intelligent design.
Yeah,
it's a mistake because they're pointing to something that an intelligent agent caused to happen, not something that they observed happening in nature.
Yeah, that's like saying mass does not equal force times acceleration because we did it in a laboratory.
Well,
it's absurd. It's an absurd genetic fallacy.
No, it's not a genetic fallacy.
Yes,
when scientists find
saying that. It's like saying
if scientists find something,
vinegar and sodium bicarbonate.
When scientists find something,
if I combine
when scientists find something in
Just
nature,
a minute. Let me explain it.
evolving,
Let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you.
You
Let
had
me
your
explain it
say,
to
and
you.
I started to
You're
respond to it. Now
stupid.
you want to talk over
No,
me.
you're stupid. Yes, I
So
want to explain it to
when,
you.
when
I want to
scientists
explain it to
find
you.
something in nature
Oh
that is
my
evolving,
Let me
and
explain
then
it to you, nephew.
they go back to it and continue to watch it evolve towards becoming organic life, then you'll have something that was produced by nature and man is observing it. But when man does something in a laboratory to move matter towards being something they think might support life, it is intelligent agency.
No, that's
involved.
the genetic fallacy. That's the genetic fallacy. That's like saying that if I combine vinegar and baking soda, it doesn't produce carbon dioxide because I did it in a test tube. That's absurd. It's a stupid argument.
No, it's you're not understanding. And the basis of your mistake is thinking that the natural formation of amino acids is an argument for evolution.
It is. It is.
No, you'll
It
never
is.
get to
Yes,
a
it
protein
is.
from amino acids in nature. Never.
That's an unsupported claim. Support
It's
your
not an
claim that
unsupported
because
claim.
that amino acids support your
Sure.
claim. You're
I
saying
can't-
that amino acids can't form proteins. Prove it.
Naturally, not without the machinery of a cell. No.
No.
What?
Yes, they can.
What?
Yes, they can.
No.
He's just
It's-
wrong. He's just
It's
wrong there.
impossible. It's impossible.
They combine naturally.
They don't make proteins. Don't form naturally.
Yes, they do.
They
Never
absolutely do.
No,
Yeah,
never.
yes.
Have.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you need to provide the evidence stating that proteins do not form naturally.
No.
Because
You need to do some more research, man.
No,
Yes.
nobody's observed a protein form naturally.
yes, they have.
Nobody.
There's thousands
Name
of papers on it.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't one.
No.
There isn't one.
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
Nuh-uh.
You
Nuh-uh.
You stated a false. Cite me one.
Nuh-uh.
Cite me
you-
a paper.
No, you're the
Where
one that made the
scientists
you're the
have
one that made the
observed
claim.
proteins
You're the one that made the
naturally.
claim that proteins cannot form naturally. So please cite that.
No, you said they do.
You made the claim first to
Yes.
Brenda that proteins cannot form naturally. So where's your
Sure,
evidence?
I'll just tell you one. I'll give you one.
No,
And then,
no.
and then when
I
I
want to
do-
see.
And then when I do, I'm going to expect that you demonstrate to us that proteins can form naturally. Okay? So tit for
Yes.
tat.
So
Okay.
where?
So here's my argument.
Okay. So where?
protein-
not your
protein-
argument. Not
okay,
your
here-
argument.
here's
I don't
my-
want your argument. I want a tier
you're
one.
under the gun now.
I
You're
want a
bothered on it.
tier one,
You're bothered.
peer-reviewed paper.
You're
No, I'm
bothered
not.
on it.
No, I'm
Okay.
asking you for
Okay,
the
so-
evidence.
so
want
if I
tier
give you a
one,
peer-reviewed
paper. Yes.
If I give you a peer-reviewed paper, you're going to give me a peer-reviewed paper that shows that scientists